asking an 80-year-old millionaire, okay, if it was all worth it. He's 80 years old. He's got to know something, and he's a millionaire as well.
Have you ever wondered if all the sacrifices and hard work that are needed to become rich are even worth it? In this video, I'm going to be asking that exact question to retired millionaires to find out how they got rich and if they have any regrets.
How did you make your money?
I'm in the furniture business. We sell mattresses, American-made furniture. Been at it for 40 years, still at it.
I was a co-founder of Electronic Arts, the video game company.
The thing I invented is called Ethernet. I invented it at Xerox Research in Palo Alto, California.
President of a...
Wait, he invented Ethernet.
I was a co-founder of Electronic Arts, the video game company.
The thing I invented is called Ethernet. I invented it at Xerox Research in Palo Alto, California.
President of a behavioral consulting firm here in Providence. We had virtually no money in the bank. I had 2 kids in private school. We had bought a big house. I had big plans. And I was fired 15 months later by a guy wearing a cape. My wife said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, I'm going out on my own. I will never be fired by a moron again. And she said, "Fine, just get serious." And around 1990 or so, I had published 3 books, and they were on things that I was consulting in. And this year, 2022, the 6th edition of $1 Million Consulting, on the shelves for 30 years constantly, worth $1 gazillion.
When you were a kid, did you think you'd be an astronaut?
No, not at all. Never thought I'd be an astronaut. I never thought I would be a pilot. All I wanted to do was get out of school and go to work. That was my goal in life.
Do you remember your first salary after you graduated?
I do remember my sophomore year.
What he needs to do, Noah needs to ask that astronaut, he needs to get him to put his hand on the Bible and swear that he landed on the moon. Swear on your kids and all of that, and swear that he landed on the moon. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comment section.
Do you remember your first salary after you graduated?
I do remember my sophomore year. I had started work and I was a programmer. And my dad saw my pay stub and I was making more money than him.
How much does an astronaut make, or what's the range for these different levels?
60 to 70,000 to maybe 110.
I thought astronauts made like $500,000.
Oh, heck no.
Yeah.
This is all civil service.
Then when you went to private sector, was it like,
the heck?
Wow, this money, it's nice to have money?
Yes, yeah, the big difference. Going to the private sector, probably double to triple the salary that you originally had.
As you know, as your business grew and you guys made money, how did money improve your life?
Money didn't improve our life. I think relationships did. I think relationships are the currency of life. And the better relationships you have with people and with the community, then the better life you'll lead.
How did money improve your life?
So we bought a big house and bought a Corvette. The kids are now taken care of, and now our goal is to spend all of our money before we die.
Well, I say money can't buy happiness, right? But money can buy things that create happiness. I've got an American Express black card. You can buy a friggin' Rolls Royce with a black card. Don't kid yourself. We're in a consumer society here, and I believe that we should be philanthropic. I believe that we should have safety nets. I believe that every person should have valuable health care and education and so forth. But I also believe that talent outs. And since talent out, you get paid for your talent.
How did money improve your life?
Oh, it reduces stress a lot. That was a big worry. And I remember actually on my 3rd space flight, orbiting the Earth one night, looking through the window, kind of taking it easy and thinking, whoa, 1 more year and I can pay off my college debts.
Do you have any regrets? Or would you change anything about your career? And was it worth it?
I regret I didn't spend more time with my kids when they were growing up, because I put a lot of my efforts into the business trying to grow it as something for them to hold on to and something to be good for the community. But my kids turned out to be great people, so their mother did a great job of raising them. I have no regrets, just looking forward to the future.
I have no regrets at all. You learn from defeats, you learn from setbacks. In fact, sometimes the learning is even greater. I think the one thing that I think you asked me if I would do something differently, and I'm asked that question a lot. I didn't collect enough names when I was younger. Now, we didn't have the technology we have today. You know, you couldn't just create a spreadsheet or a FileMaker Pro or something, but I still could have written them down.
If I had a regret, it's hard to, it worked out so well for me. My life is so good. I am reluctant to answer any questions about the past and changing it or regretting it, because it's just hard to imagine it working out better. But a partial answer to that question is I wish I had learned how to sell earlier.
My regret in my 20s is I didn't create enough historical artifacts. You know, write stuff down. Write down your ideas, write down your plans. That becomes then data, but write it down.
I don't have any regrets. Money is not the metric that I use for success. And so consequently, I just enjoyed flying so much and contributing to the defense of the country and to NASA and scientific investigations. So it was a good match for me.
What are your most proud of moments of your career?
Going from $0 to $1 million a month as head of sales. During that time, I had to figure out how to sell. I had to recruit a sales team. We did it.
These kids that work for me, a lot of them are barely out of high school. A lot of them have had criminal records, but we're giving them a chance. We're trying to help them turn their life around and turn generations around for the next 5 generations.
In your career, what have been some of the things you're most proud of?
What I'm proud of is I can look around every day and see this global community of people I coach and I bring together, and how most of them who can get out of their own way are prospering. To me, that's tremendously valuable, because to play a small role in people's success on a daily basis is hugely rewarding.
What is the silliest thing you've spent money on?
The silliest thing.
The silliest thing?
I once bought a Jeep Grand Wagoneer, and I checked Consumer Reports. It was like 2.5 stars out of 5. And I thought, can't be that bad. Within a year, we came out for the house one morning to the driveway, the car was gone. Called, reported to the cops, it had been stolen. And they called back a couple hours later and said, good news, we found it. I said, yeah, even the thieves who've just stolen this thing, they don't want it. It wasn't broken down. It wasn't out of gas. They just got in and went,
That's
we hate
funny.
this.
I bought a 1972 American Motors Hornet one time, and that only lasted me a couple 100,000 miles before it got washed out to sea in Houston during a hurricane.
Well, I almost killed myself with a fast boat. I bought a 50-knot boat. And if you hit a granite ledge at 50 knots, your boat virtually explodes. My current boat cruises at 12 knots, which is plenty.
What do you think has been some of the best money you've ever spent?
Best money I've ever spent has been twofold. On my own self-development, it was very important so I could learn things. And for my family, it was very important so we could enjoy things as a loving group. Money spent on family is very important because it also conveys certain values to people. My kids had no college loans because I paid for their college education. I felt it was my responsibility. I paid for my daughter's wedding. That's my responsibility. I'm big on accountability. That seems to be disappearing these days.
I have a trade school here that I fund out of my pocket that teaches plumbing, electricity, construction skills to people for free. And I have a preschool, 6 months to 5 years old. We got a lot of stuff going on to make us relevant in the community.
Well, our kids went to good schools. That was the best investment.
I think maybe the best one is in Sun Valley. We got a house here when our kids were young. So we built a home with kind of deep emotional resonance. So I think that deep emotional resonance is pretty important.
So if someone's just starting out in their career, or if you could go back in time, like what would you want to tell that person or your children?
There are a lot of very treacherous people out there. And by that, I mean, they are basically people out for themselves. Those are the sorts of people you want to avoid.
Get rid of your sense of entitlement, get rid of it, Life's hard, get used to it. I did a sales course for Houston Community College, and one of the kids asked me a question, well, when you're an entrepreneur and things don't go your way, what do? I said, you get up in the morning, you put your big girl and big boy britches on, you go back to work. That's kind of like a prize fighter saying, I want to be a prize fighter, but I don't ever want to get hit in the face. It ain't gonna happen.
Stop calling yourself a coach, a consultant, a facilitator, a trainer, whatever the hell you call yourself. There are a lot of excellent consultants and coaches and trainers and so forth who are broke because they can't market. Nobody wants to hear about your credentials. Nobody wants to hear about your testimonials. Nobody wants to hear about your methodology. What they want to hear is, what's in it for me? And so it's not what you do, it's what you create. And that's the essence of marketing, creating need. So stop telling me about yourself and tell me why I'll be better off after you walk away.
You know what I love about these, older folks, yeah? They keep it straight and real and raw. They tell you they're not really fussed about what you want to hear, but they're fussed about the truth and what will be the most effective thing or the most impactful thing in your life. And I'm here about to tell you, my friend, the most impactful thing in your life will be to listen to these words I'm about to say. I burped there. Literally, I swallowed it. No one is coming to save you, okay? That's what I'm about to say right now. No one is coming to save you. So if you don't start that side hustle, if you think, my 9 to 5, everything's okay. Yes, it's all good until it rains. Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this, my mama said. Meaning it's going to rain one time. So if you know tough times are going to come, it's going to rain. Why don't you start creating and saving an emergency fund that can last you at least a year and start building on that side hustle, because your 9 to 5 isn't going to cut it. Inflation is defeating you and your 9 to 5 plus taxes upon taxes upon taxes upon taxes on everything you pay. So if you want to owe my mortgage, my one-time payment house, and that's what you think is going to bring you happiness and allow you to become financially free, you've got another thing coming, because by 69 you paid off that one house, because it gets more and more expensive. There's a reason as to why they're still in business, and in fact it's one of the most pushed thing worldwide to get a mortgage. If you don't believe me, do the research yourself. You find out I only speak facts. I'm telling you this because I care about you, my boy, okay? But hey, you're free to do whatever you want. Let me know which video I should check out next. God bless.